The house stood neglected for years. It had been so long since it was anyone's home. There were so many projects unfinished. So many attempts made at fixing it all up. There were so many memories, and Serena wondered if her childhood home would ever feel like a home again. It felt overwhelming. She opened the door to her old, dusty bedroom. She couldn't believe how much the house had changed in all those years. She thought that with time, patience, and love, it would be a better place for her family than their cramped apartment. But it would take a miracle. As she looked around her childhood bedroom again, she felt something stirring inside of her. Something that told her that she needs to try again. She was determined to restore this house. No matter how difficult it would be, or how many times in the past she failed. No matter what the result would be of their project, Serena and her family knew that their prayers were heard. and Serena and her husband were determined to provide a happier, safer home for each other and their kids. Safer and more comfortable than that old rickety apartment they lived in for so long. They knew it wouldn't be easy, but they had to try. After weeks of hard work and patience, the house, inside and outside, was coming to life again. They repaired, renovated, and decorated the house together for months, until the winter season came. When they finally finished in December, they spent their first Christmas together in their new home, and it was the first Christmas the children had that they could celebrate outside of that rickety old apartment. Through it all, Serena and her family did not stop praying, and they did not give up. Serena's childhood bedroom is now her children's room. It looks better than ever, and they loved decorating it together. They all worked together to help each other overcome every challenge. The teamwork made their bond grow. As time went on, they felt more prepared to leave the pains of the past behind them and make new, happier memories. They already made so many as they worked together. And it felt like a giant weight was lifted off their shoulders. That painful chapter of their story was now over. For so long, Serena and her family had little hope, as dim as a dying flame. They sometimes doubted and often felt hurt with the way their situations had become in those hard years. But they did not give up. They fed that dying flame of hope, no matter how difficult it was. The pain of the past hardship had strengthened them, and their past suffering developed in them an appreciation for what really mattered. They did not give up on each other. They did not give up on hope, and they held on to unbreakable promises. They found that God's promises never fail. Come on in, let's go inside. Serena and her family would still face difficulties in their lives, but they now had a new hope. The sorrow, like a rose, stung them with its thorns, but it led them to find where they'd no longer mourn. They found a hope that could not be killed. The void inside them was finally filled. And when they would go out to their garden and take care of the roses and nurse the plants back to life, they would remember that despite every hardship, enduring everything was all worth it. It taught them so much, and that hope and love would carry them through their hardest storms. It showed them that they were loved far more than they knew, that they found who they needed all along. If you've ever felt like the characters in my story, I understand you, and I feel the same way too sometimes. But no matter who you are or what you've done, and no matter what people have done to you or said about you, you are precious and beloved in God's sight. You have purpose and value in the eyes of your Creator. Even if no one has ever told you this before, you are loved. And even if this Christmas or any holiday you feel alone or have no family or friends to spend time with, God sees you. He understands you. He knows you. And He has felt the same kind of pains that you have felt. There is a joy that can be found that heals every human suffering. One that never sees you as broken beyond repair or too far gone. And although you may feel like this house's condition was, in my story, broken, neglected, sad, or lonely, you are alive for a reason. It's not too late. A lot of people know about Christmas and holidays. It's tradition for many, painful for some, but I invite you to look deeper. Jesus loved the outcasts, the broken, the sick, and the abandoned, and he loves you too. No matter what you've gone through in your life, he will carry you through if you let him. If you are hurting, please don't be afraid to ask for help or say a prayer. The hurtful words of people can hurt for our lifetime, but his words and his promises will last eternally. While we celebrate Jesus' birth on Christmas Day, when he walked upon the earth thousands of years ago, he is still alive and he's still healing people. And as long as you live, there's a reason to have joy again. Matthew 7:7-8. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks it will be opened. After about 50 real-life hours of work in the game, doing renovation, choosing color palettes, decorating, detailing, and making the house feel like a home, I had fun with the project. At first, I didn't anticipate it to be anything else than a creative exercise, but as I worked on it and started composing a story for it, I felt that God was inspiring me to really dig deeper and share a little bit about what He's done for me. Besides the about 50 hours working on the build in the game, I spent about 10 hours editing this video, adding narration, making the narration line up with the captions, and a bunch of other stuff. It was a ton of work, and I don't think I've ever put this much effort into a project, but I feel like it was worth it. If you watched this far into the video, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a like, and please consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this one. But before you go, I'll share a little more if you'd like. See, hope, faith, and prayer have made a big difference in my life, and God has carried me through some pretty difficult years. I hope that this video inspires you, and I hope that it helps you feel a little less lonely, especially if you're struggling this holiday season or going through a discouraging time in your life. Everything I wrote and spoke came straight from my heart. Although the renovation story I wrote was fictional, what I shared about what God has done for me and how He sees you is the truth. I've always found so much beauty in hearing people's testimonies, people who have endured much, yet found comfort in God's love and peace, which are mightier than any problem or situation. Even if you don't know God and you're going through a hard time, please don't be afraid to pray and to seek, because if you seek Him, you will find Him. He knows every situation that's happened in your life, and He knows exactly what you need, and He will heal you if you ask Him to. May God bless you, and may you have a wonderful new year ahead. Thank you so much again for watching. Merry Christmas.